What's up, y'all? It's that Sports Kid here with my 2023 Illinois Fighting Illini season predictions. Let's go. This is an off-season review sort of thing. So, here we are. 2022 record was 8-5. They had a very good season with a bowl loss to Miss State. This year their season odds for over/under is 6.5. So not great. Not great. 6 returning starters will be on both sides of the ball, and 4 players from last season's teams were drafted. One of those, Witherspoon, I think it was, top 5 pick or something. Um, for recruiting, the Fighting Illini had the 54th best class and the 65th best transfer rank. Their top player was a 4-star wide receiver ranked 309th in the country and a top 50 receiver, Malik Elzy from Chicago, Illinois. He should be decent, 4th best player from the state of Illinois. Yeah, not honestly, I'm gonna say it right now, not a very good recruiting class. Brought in a lot of JUCO transfers, which is like that's fine, but other than the JUCO transfers, not a lot of great stuff happening in the recruiting. Malik Elzy was the only 4-star. They filled up the class with 26 3-stars. The top 2 3-stars were Caden Filgen. I'm bad at names. He is from Arthur, Illinois, plays athlete, so he could be put at multiple positions. I don't know what they were recruiting him as. He is a top 30 athlete and a top 10 player from Illinois. The 3rd best player from this recruiting class was Brandon Henderson from East St. Louis, Illinois. Plays offensive tackle, 320 pounds, and is a top 500 player. Transfers, kind of a big deal. Luke Altmaier will be the starting quarterback for the Illini. Transferring in from Ole Miss. I don't remember if he played last year, if he started. He might have been back up to Jackson Dart. Don't quote me on that. Nico Harper was another good player that's coming in the transfer portal. Transferring in from Louisville as a safety, 3-star. Along with him, there were 5 other 3-star transfers going to Champaign. My personal ratings, so this is like my opinion out of 10 on how good both sides of the ball will be. I'm giving Illinois a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's going to be fantastic. It was not bad last year, but I don't think it's going to live up to what it was with, I think, the starting quarterback and running back no longer being on the team, I think, for graduation. For defense, the Fighting Illini were the number 1 defense in the Big Ten last year. I don't think they're going to quite live up to that again. So I'm giving them a 7.5, which is not bad. 8 and 9 is like really good. 10 is elite. Almost to that 8, 9 at a 7.5. But they did lose some good players on the defense. So that's why they got that rating. Here we go. This is kind of what we wanted to see. The football schedule. I am giving the schedule difficulty a B. They got extremely lucky this year in terms of their conference schedule. The only team I would be very worried about is Penn State. That is also the only one of the good 3 teams in the Big Ten East that they pulled. They did not get Michigan. They did not get Ohio State. That is very lucky. Penn State is probably their most difficult game. Wisconsin also here. Out of the East, they pulled Maryland on the road and Indiana at home. I think that is a rivalry game. I might be wrong. Out of conference schedule consists of Toledo, FAU, and Kansas, which should be a good game. Kansas was better than they have been in a very long time last year, and this will be a road game. So they did not schedule completely easy out of conference games. They did have Kansas. Toledo should probably be one of the best teams in the MAC, and FAU's I don't know. FAU's whatever. Anyway, here we go. We are going to put these teams on this chart. Toledo, first game of the season. I know I just said that they're going to be one of the top teams in the MAC, but that doesn't really mean much in terms. Well, Big Ten is so much better than the MAC. I really can't see Toledo winning. This should be a very easy win for Illinois at home, and it's the first game of the season. Toledo might be able to put up a fight, keep it within a 20-point game, but Illinois should absolutely win that. Next is Kansas. That is going to be in the close win category. I say close win, like within 17. Big win is a total blowout. I could see Kansas keeping it within probably 2 touchdowns, maybe 17 points. I don't think it's going to be a total blowout. It should be a good game, I think. Next, we have Penn State, who I think is the most difficult team they play this year. It is at home, so no chance of a whiteout. I'm sure Penn State's already announced their whiteout game, I think, probably. But I don't think that Illinois is going to beat Penn State. Penn State should be quite good this year, I think. Although everyone sort of says that every year. I really do think Penn State should get 9 wins at least, and the Fighting Illini will probably fall as one of those 9 wins. For the Nittany Lions, I think they're one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the conference. Yeah, I don't think Illinois is going to win that. FAU is the next school on the schedule. They should be a big win. FAU is moving into a new conference, going from the Conference USA to the American, and I don't think they're going to have a great season. Illinois should be one of FAU's losses, and in a big fashion. Lots of points, maybe. Next was Purdue. I think Purdue should be sort of a close win. I don't think it'll be a big win, but Purdue will probably be the worst, if not, then one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the conference on the road. So I guess that could benefit Purdue a little bit. But Illinois should absolutely walk away with that win against a not good conference opponent. Next, we have Nebraska. Nebraska hired a new head coach, and I think they could be good. I don't know if they will be good. So I'm throwing it in the toss-up. I think both teams have a chance. Nebraska could win, but it is a road game for the Huskers. So Illinois has a chance. Definitely a toss-up. I think this should be a good game, as long as there aren't any key injuries on either team. Next we have Maryland. Maryland, I think, will be a close loss. It's on the road, and I think Maryland is actually getting better. I think they could win 8 games this year. Haven't looked at their schedule. Totally off the dome. Probably 8 wins. I think Maryland is actually good. They just play in a very strong division, having to play Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan every year. Haven't seen who Maryland drew out of the West, but they did draw Illinois. And I think Maryland should beat Illinois. Definitely not a blowout. Probably within 10 points, maybe 14. But Maryland, with with Tua's brother should get that win. I think Tua's brother's going to be a senior. We'll have to see how he plays this year. Wisconsin is the next team on this schedule. This should be the best team in this division. Should be. The running back room is going to be very good. And I don't know if Illinois is going to be able to stop that. So a close loss, I'm saying, for the Fighting Illini. If they do pull off an upset here and beat Wisconsin, they set themselves up for a very good position to go to the conference championship game. There you have it. I think Wisconsin's going to win that one. Next, we have Minnesota, who is also going to go in that close loss category. Minnesota shouldn't be bad this year. They shouldn't be bad. On the road, they're playing in... I should totally know where Minnesota plays. The Twin Cities, I think. I believe this is 3 weeks in a row where Illinois should be at least not favored in any of these games. I think this will be a third loss in a row on the road after a pretty decent start. Next, we have Indiana, who should be close win, probably 17-point win for Illinois, at least 2 scores. Indiana is just a bad football team right now. And I think they lost their starting quarterback to Bowling Green, if I'm right. I had the MAC preseason conference thing going on earlier, and I think I saw that Indiana's quarterback went to Bowling Green. Illinois should beat Indiana, probably with ease. Should end a 3-game losing streak and help them finish out the season well. Next, we have Iowa. Iowa could be a good team in the Big Ten West, as long as they have an offense and they keep up their defensive production. Oh yeah, Illinois had a better defense than Iowa last year. They had the number 1 defense in the Big Ten, and Iowa didn't, somehow. Yeah, honestly, a toss-up. On the road, probably in the snow. If not the snow, it'll be quite cold, at least. Yeah, Iowa has a chance. Iowa could be one of the better teams in this division, and they could win, but Illinois could also pull away with a victory here. Finally, to wrap up the regular season, Illinois is going to have Northwestern at home in a rivalry game. This should probably be a big win, but I am going to say close win because it is a rivalry. Northwestern's having some problems right now. Go look them up because I'm not going to talk about them here. But I think those problems will greatly impact their season, and they probably aren't going to be very good. It could be a big win, but I am going to say it's a close win. That is going to leave my record prediction at 7-5. I see wins over Toledo and FAU, Kansas, Purdue, Indiana, Northwestern for 6 wins, and then they could beat Nebraska or Iowa for a 7th win. I don't think they win both of those. I think they win probably one. And then they could potentially pull off an upset in one of these close loss games for an 8th win. But I am going to stick with 7-5. If you disagree with me, or if I underrated your team, I don't know. Let me know what you think about the Illinois Fighting Illini's 2023 season. 7-5 is my prediction. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. with lots of players leaving. 12 returning starters of 22. A lot of new faces are going to be on this team, at least as starters. Anyway, comment what you think down below about the Fighting Illini. And until the next one, peace.